What if humans could photosynthesize? At first glance, it sounds like a dream come true. No more grocery bills, no cooking, no frantic lunch breaks. Just stand in the sun for a few hours, and you're good to go. But like most perfect solutions, the reality would be far messier and deadlier. The first great hunger strike. If humans suddenly gained the ability to photosynthesize, the immediate effect would be chaos in the food industry. Supermarkets would empty as people tested their new solar-powered metabolism. Farmers, realizing their crops were now competing with humans for sunlight, would riot. Fast food chains would rebrand as vitamin D supplement stations. And within weeks, the first lawsuits would appear. My client was promised photosynthesis, but he still got hungry. This is false advertising. But the real problems would start when people realized how inefficient human photosynthesis actually is. The math of sun eating. An average human needs about 2,000 calories a day to function. For a plant, generating that much energy from sunlight requires a lot of surface area and time. A single leaf produces roughly 5 calories per day. So, to fully replace a meal, you'd need about 400 square feet of leaf coverage. This means one of two things. Humans evolved giant, floppy photosynthetic flaps, like living solar panels. People spend all day lying motionless in direct sunlight, slowly starving if it's cloudy. Neither option is great. The first turns humans into walking houseplants, vulnerable to strong winds and awkward hugs. The second means society collapses because nobody has time for jobs, just sunbathing. The Latitude Wars. Photosynthesis would reshape global power dynamics overnight. Countries near the equator, blessed with year-round sunlight, would become the new economic superpowers. Meanwhile, Scandinavians would either migrate en masse or invent solar cram schools where people are blasted with artificial light 18 hours a day. Winter would become a death sentence. Without stored food, billions in colder climates would weaken, then perish, as their bodies cannibalized themselves for energy. Governments would mandate sunlight stockpiling in summer, leading to dystopian ads like, "Did you bask enough in July? If not, your children will starve in January." The sunscreen mafia. With sunlight now a life-or-death resource, SPF 100 would be outlawed as hoarding. Beachgoers would fight over prime tanning spots. Solar panel companies would pivot to selling wearable leaf extensions for city dwellers, and the ultra-rich would build private sun chambers, leaving the poor to huddle under UV lamps in public parks. Meanwhile, vampires, if they existed, would finally have the upper hand. The evolutionary disaster. Over generations, humans would adapt, but in horrifying ways. Skin might turn dark green to maximize chlorophyll efficiency. Babies would be born with broader, flatter bodies to catch more rays. And since photosynthesis can't provide protein or essential nutrients, humanity would either keep eating some food, making the whole thing pointless, devolve into sluggish half-plant hybrids that occasionally chew dirt for minerals. The final stage. A silent, sun-baked world where motionless human trees slowly cover the planet, waiting for rain. The silver lining. On the bright side, pun intended, obesity rates would plummet. Office workers would demand sun break instead of coffee breaks, and the phrase, "I'm so done with this day," would take on a whole new meaning at sunset. But in the end, photosynthesis would be a curse, because the real lesson isn't that humans should photosynthesize, it's that we're stuck being glorified apes who need to eat. So next time you groan about cooking dinner, just remember, at least you don't have to worry about clouds killing you. Probably.